The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman here. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour, and my service here is the opening call daily newsletter. And we've become very cautious over the last couple of weeks, and we have a very large cash position, but we do want to put it to work. One of our positions that we've got, which is U.S. Steel, I'm watching this very closely because it's done very nicely from my 26 entry point to hit 31. But look at the way it's giving back, and a lot of these, look at this peak D in the daily, peak D in the weekly, in the Chapman wave methodology. Let me just show you this for a moment. It's a very simple concept. Been using it for many, many decades. Try to identify the lowest bar, count each successively highest peak, alphabetize them sequentially on the way up and the way down, A through G, but it's that fourth highest peak, peak D, where other things can happen. And here you are. Look, here's U.S. Steel, goes to a peak D, pulling back quite sharply. The other pattern that I look at, of course, is the three directional moves. One is up, straight up or down. The other is going from one level down back again to that previous high on the left side, which is the cup formation or a V-shaped formation, or the arch, where you go from one level up and then back down again. When you come straight down, then you rally and you only go to a peak A or a B and you fail, there's a good chance you're going to take out that left side low. You've got to be very careful. And here we are. We're looking at single leg A to the upside, and now it's holding we've taken a little bit off, thank goodness, in part of money management, but I don't want to see this come back down to the 27s, because that'll say the weekly chart will start to weaken. So far, the weekly chart's still holding very nicely. Monthly chart, it's in the middle of the range. Okay, so let's do this. The Dow is trading up 44. There should be some kind of a bounce today. A couple of attempts, and one of them should succeed, at least for part of the session. How we close is going to be very important. So we're up 42 at 33,174. We have still got some core positions in the diamonds. We've taken off our 3 times long trading positions in the Dow, and we're now, as I say, in a cash position. There's a chance that we might even flip to the downside with a short position in one of the indices. But at this particular moment, we're just monitoring closely. Look at the S&P. S&P under the 200 period exponential moving average. That means that no matter what happens, the 30 let's just call it 4,003 level will be a magnet either up or down. And unless we quickly slide way below, in other words, we get to the 3950s very quickly, there should be a holding pattern just briefly. But you can see we've got a peak D. We're underneath the rectangle formation in the weekly chart of the S&P. Monthly chart was doing very nicely. Now it's just kind of okay. QQQ, the index 100, you had those big winners in the January rally, and they are starting to stall. And now you've got the QQQs down 20 cents at 293.82. There's your H pattern, the dreaded H pattern. We've taken out the left side low. We closed underneath that trough B, and we have 3 days in which to close above it. That's at about 296.90. We're at 293.63. It's going to be tough to do. Looking at the IWM, same thing. Russell 2000, H pattern at a peak A, it fails. And here we are up 31 cents at 187.72. Daily chart says there's that H pattern. It is targeting the 186 level at the 200 period moving average. Nice move up in the weekly chart, but starting to stall. IWM I just did. Let's just do this for a moment, because SMHs are very important. They're down now 57 cents at 234.77. There's your peak D. Now I'm going to do, even though the day is young, because this is the third session below the 14 period exponential moving average. Technically, I have to say this is in a sell mode, not the weekly. Weekly still holding very nicely, but it is at a D. A D in the daily, D in the weekly, only an A in the monthly chart. Have to watch this very closely. Let me do this GC. Gold is now down just a fraction at 1841. I need to show you this as well. I had a question about the GDX. Yeah, there is this left side, right side price time match. It's gone below the left side low of December, was it? Yeah, December the 19th at 27.55. Today's low is 27.45. We've taken that out. And you can see I have to wait for Friday, but I'm going to be putting a down arrow here in the weekly chart so that we've got a sell mode in the daily of the GDX market vector gold miners ETF. Got a peak E in the, I'm tempted to put the down arrow, but it's only Wednesday. I've got to wait. Anything can happen. So, but the chart did a left side, right side price time match to the cup high left side lip that I was looking at, which was that lip of the week of the 3rd of June at 33.52. We went to 33.34. So fractionally under it at a peak E. This is a little bit of a problem looking at silver. Silver itself is looking very weak. It made a peak F in the rectangle formation. I don't want to do that. I'll do it maybe Friday. I'll talk about the narrow rectangles that take out the mid-channel horizontal support level after popping a little bit out of the rectangle high. That's what it's done. And it's got a 1-to-1 to the downside, which makes 21 the target. It's already gotten to the 21s. And it's a peak E double top in the weekly chart. This is a problem for the silver. And looking at high-grade copper, I had a good session yesterday. And today it's down a little bit, but it's still up in the higher range. And it's trading down 0.06 at 4.16. I think it's in a sideways trading band. Now let's just go to crude oil. Crude oil is trading down 1 at 75.36. These H patterns, especially that peak D underneath the 200-period moving average, suggests that I think crude is going to test 72 and then maybe even take out the low at some point. If you're looking at the XLE, this is the S&P Select Energy Spider Fund, made a peak G high in the daily, and then a double top peak C1, C2 in the weekly. If it closes, remember I said I think it's going to come down to the rectangle low, but if it takes it out decisively, that starts to indicate that the monthly chart is starting to deteriorate, even though it's almost at the highs. 94.71 was high in September of 2022, and then, it was October, 91.78, sorry, 78. Oh, it retested, it made a cup formation, retested with the doji candle. So this is a problem looking at CVX. I'm going to go through some of these just now. Look at the CVX, Chevron Corporation, multinational, makes a 238 expansion to the upside, and then stops at 187.21 at a peak F, peak C1, C2 in the weekly chart, peak E at 187.21 on the 25th of January. Look where it is now, 160. And I've been warning about these. I didn't know that at that point, some of them I said might be shorts, but mostly the XLE is what we were looking at, was holding very well. But now I think that's going to be vulnerable. Let's see where Exxon is. ExxonMobil, yep, peak F top and a sharp pullback. I think now they might have started to accelerate a little bit to the downside. The Dow's down 21, S&P's down 7. What a looking long at this thing. Humpback, usually that's an expression you find on page 47.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the market's open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
All right, folks, we're looking at Occidental Petroleum, Coal. Yeah, so this fits in the same category. Question came in. Can you please look at Berkshire Hathaway, B shares, and Oxy since Buffett keeps buying them? So yeah, so this has made a peak E. I'm only putting a plus sign at this particular point in the monthly chart, but you've already had a beautiful arch formation. Let me just do this right here. Look at this. So let's take it from, I always find the low bar. You got it if you're going to start Chapman methodology. Right there. If you start the count, you've got to go to the lowest, most obvious low bar, and that's it. And that is the low bar in about September or so of 2021. So here we go. Peak A, B, C, D. Instant restart. 1, 2, 3. Within 3 bars, breaks out and goes to a brand new leg up. Strong leg up. Now, the stronger the leg, the greater the chance that it's not just an instant restart, but it could even go to a peak G, and then that G could go to a G/C. So what do we have? We have, there we are. So that becomes E. Remember, just continue the notation. E, F, G/C. And then it goes to a D, and you go to an E. Then you pull back, you start a brand new A, B, and that's a C1 and a C2 right there. So it acts like a peak D. Right there, you've got to just continue the F. Okay, but this makes more sense because the MACD, for those who use MACD and stochastic, remember the idea of using a variety of technical tools is that not everything works all the time. So you have to alternate between different methodologies. And in this particular case, here was the pattern that I call the rectangle formation. And it pops up, and then it goes over it. And now we're going to see, is it going to come back in an arch formation? And my answer to you is, well, I was the one asking the question. So the answer to me is, Yes. I think Oxy is going to test the 53 level and probably take it out. Let's see, the low right here was a double bottom at 54.35 and 54.30. Yeah, I think it's going to test the 53s. The close under that says it can go even deeper. So Oxy is also under pressure. And the next question was Berkshire Hathaway, BRK.B. That's made a peak C in the weekly. That peak E, 360, from back in March or April. Let's see, what was that? That was March of 2022 at 362.10. Pull back to 260, bounced at 320, and now it's trading at 303. I think Berkshire Hathaway is also under pressure, not the same kind of pressure. It's a pressure that says, within the context, let me show you here, within the confines of the parameters that it itself has given, we've got a peak A right here. Look at this. It made a peak G, made a little double top, pulls back sharply, starts a brand new buy mode, a buy signal. It gets upgraded to a buy mode. A, B, C, D, E, very quick, A to F. And then what does it do? Turns down sharply. That F was just fractionally above. Just the way these markets, the charts of indices and stocks can go either days, weeks, or months, or even years, and then they retest previous highs almost to within $1, especially when you're talking about 300 and something. Look, this is 319.56 was the high in December the 1st. It retests that by going to 318.91, less than $1 away, and then it breaks out to an all-time, to a recovery high back on the 12th of January of where? 321.32. Point and a half, less than 2 points away, and now starting to come down. You can see it's used up so much upside energy that if I had to do this and show you that the containment area within the rectangle, whoops, where is that? There it is. Within the rectangle, all the criteria that I look for have been met for the upside. This looks to me like distribution, and there's a really good chance that the 290s will be hit fairly soon, maybe even the 288 area. So, yeah, I think that's the case. In this case, I was asked if I would look at XLF. XLF's almost the same thing as Berkshire Hathaway. I haven't put the rectangle in. I did put the cup formation, and now it's going into an arch formation. And we're looking at the XLF at 35.62. It's only down 2 pennies. Need to have something to drink. Give me a second. Yeah, so it hit a peak D. I can't yet put the down arrow there. A doji candle right on the 8th of February at 37.10. It's trading now at 35.63. No big deal. So this is in a consolidation. The 200-period moving average of 34.90 is a target, and that's kind of where we're going to see. Does this market continue lower? Is this a point where you're going to start to see some buyers come in? It's very important to me that the XLF, the financials, participate in any rally, any further rally going into March. It's really important. I want to see it up in the 38s. And right now it's at 35.63. So I hope that helps you to say consolidation. Tesla, TSLA. Yeah, Tesla went right to the 200-period moving average. Remember, we went into peak D at 213.80. Oops, 313.80 way back in September the 20th. It went to 313.33. Oh, that's different. 313.33. Let me give you that accurately. There it is, 313.80, correct. That was on the 21st of September and plummets down to 101.81. I would say a 2/3 of 60% decline is serious, but it has a fantastic rally from 101 to 214. to 214.66, and then one quick pop to 217.65 on the 16th of Feb at the 200-period moving average. Remember, it failed at the 200 before. Now it's pulling back. I think it's actually a lot better, and it did the 1-to-1 Chapman wave parallel extension right there in the monthly chart. So it's kind of completed that. It's also completed a big move up to the 9-period exponential moving average in the monthly. Yeah, I think that. So, oh, wait, what did they say? Bought Tesla call. They're still shorting it. I don't know when it's for. If it's for, what are we in? We're in February and the 17th gone by. Oops, 17th gone by. So the next one will be March the 17th. Okay, I don't know when the call's for. Maybe it's a week call. Whatever it is, I think Tesla needs a little more downside, but I think that it's made a pretty serious low in the 101s, and I wouldn't be surprised if the 182 to 178 is very good support. I'll be back.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Yeah, so I know they can't hear me, but I'm going to just say it in any case. Yeah, I had that terrible problem with TradeStation. I couldn't get in because there was some corruption in one of those things. And Brian at TradeStation and then Renato later on in the evening went through a whole bunch of things with me, and thank goodness we got everything just really good. But then I suddenly, the pointer had something happen to it, so that when I pointed, it drew a line and it had a T on it, so it was connecting and doing all sorts of things that was just completely messing me up, and I couldn't get all these little icons over here. I figured it out myself. I can't believe it. I did it myself, and so far it seems to be working. Anyway, so someone asked me, could you just quickly go over your 1-minute charts on the E-mini? Have you done any trades? And I prefer always to step back a little bit with what I'm doing because some of it is purely trading. Some of it is actually experimenting with things that people have mentioned to me that they're trying, and I tried in real time. So I don't know which one to be able to tell you. Look, the 1 minute chart at 6:40. I was looking at this morning, and I thought, great. Could this be a two-click session today? Click once and then just hold it. And then I thought, no, there are just too many conflicts going on. But look at this. It went green at 8651 at 39.98. And it went to peak D, then an E, then it started brand new A, B, C, D, E. And that E turned around. And then all of a sudden at right there, it went pink at 4,016. Hey, not bad, right? And then went pink and then green, pink, and just kept coming with lower lows and lower highs. But what I drew in here was the left side price time match. So if I can't do it, if visually I can't do it to the high or the low, I choose either the cup or the arch formation afterwards. And that very often turns out to be accurate. Well, it was accurate, but not perfect. So we came down, and then we flattened out, and then we had another peak A, B, and I decided to use a Chapman Phantom peak C, which is great because that gave me the D, and then we started to pull back. And there's another left side, right side price time match. It held, rallied, then slumped underneath it. Then you got that 9:30 open of the market. Usually that's where you fail at a peak A or at 8:30. Well, 9:30 went up to A minus, came down, made a lower low, and then had a fabulous move from the 4,006 level to 4,018, but at a peak C, and then arched over, took out the left side low, and went much lower, went to a trough G at 39.91.50, I think that was, and it went to peak A, peak B, and now it's gone back down again, another arch formation. This selling pressure is pretty intense. That's the reason why I said we've got to have this cash position. And if you're looking, and now let me just go back to this right here. If you're looking at the, I'll do this before. I was going to show you the UVXY. But the TK, which is TK core, you remember I showed this yesterday or the day before Friday. Look, it's made this G/C very often if the technicals are still strong and you've had a potential 3 bars from a peak D to an E, that's an instant restart. You can either go peak C1, C2, or peak G/C, or you pop to D, and then you've got to be careful. So here we are, TK, and the reason why I mentioned this is it keeps showing up in my scan of screamers that stocks under $10, and it's still in a leg E in the weekly chart, and look, leg C in the monthly, and that's TK core shipping. But wait a minute. You remember yesterday I was talking about this crazy stock, if I can actually find it, Glop. Was that Glob? Glop. Yeah, I said natural gas is tumbling down, and here's this Glop, Gaslog Partners. What did they do? And then I looked and I said, it owns and operates and acquires natural gas LNG carriers of liquefied gas. It's going, look at this. Here's a huge gap from under 7 to over 8, just about 8. And look, it continues higher. It's the same thing. So I think these are getting a little bit toppy getting very toppy right here. But let's just look at natural gas. So natural gas, nice candle today, considering that it hasn't had many green candles. It's up 13 cents at 2.317. If you look at the UNG, it's done this many times before, but look, the way the MACD is held so well, and yet the price, this is a positive divergence, except for one thing. If it fails, it means that the MACD can go all the way back down again with the price. So this has to work, and it has to coincide with a follow-through. This is one of those, remember what I said, natural gas, I'm only interested in natural gas if you get a spike to the upside that accelerates into the close, and the very next day you can't even get it because it spikes higher. And that high of the second day, preferably the second day, could be the third day, takes out a chunk of the left side highs that have been made. Well, that's asking a lot. That would say that the UNG trading at 765 up 43 cents up 6%, of course it goes down that every day, will go above the 14th of February high of 8.90. And it has to, 8.90, that's $1.30. It has to do that. I mean, today's Wednesday. By Friday's closed. By Monday, you've got to be looking at this, having pulled back, but still way above the low. And the low was yesterday at 7.14. I'll just type it in so we're looking at the correct price, 7.14. That's UNG, United States Natural Gas Fund. All right, so I thought I'd do that. Wait a minute. Oh, UVXY. UVXY is in leg D, doji candle, got a beautiful cup formation. I made the price symmetry from the low that was made right here, February the 1st, I think it was, February the 2nd, at 4.45. I'm choosing the left side high of the 19th as 6.06, but I'm actually bumping up against the Grand Canyon wall, and that's the 11th of January. It was still coming sharply down. That was the wall that we're going against to that midpoint. Then I've got a Chapman wave inside wedge target, right there. The target resistance line. Hey, I don't want red, I want green. It's on the way up. Green up, red down. Is right here, and it says in the next, well, that includes today. Today the resistance will be at 5.90. And it's trading at 5.73. The high today so far is 5.81. And that moves up proportionately in this diagonal move. And it says that by the 24th, what's the end of the month? It's Friday. By end of the week. Friday, there's a chance that if this weakness persists into the close today, even if there's an intraday bounce again, by the 24th, we should be hitting 6.06. All right, that's just the way you're looking at it. And key support is at about 534. All right, so a couple of other questions came in. Could I be looking at, I did that. IT. Oh, yeah, me. I'm the ITS expert, sure am. a little sarcasm there. So question came in. Oh, I did Vail. So what I want to do is, remember Vail, look at Vail. It's down 37 cents to 6.68. Yesterday I said, I don't like it. I'm very careful. It looks to me like it wants to pull back a little bit deeper. So I can be real careful. I mean, look at Vail, and this is iron ore. You're looking at PG, Mexico markets, milling corn, vegetable, all these. I'll be back.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, so a question came in about AROC, AROC. Is a symbol 9.61 right now, up 39 cents, up 4%. Arch Rock Inc., I don't know what they do. I thought I had time, but I didn't. Let me see if I can do this right now. Okay. Arch Rock Inc. does? Question mark? Oh, natural gas compression services. Holy moly, as they say in the classics. Arch Rock. Wow. Isn't that interesting? So, leading provider of natural gas compression services. Nat gas compression services. And what else? And equipment. And equip. All right. So, yeah, hey, good eye. So it is making lower lows and lower highs after that peak D high that was made at about $10 3 weeks ago. And the technicals are starting to deteriorate. It is a peak E in the weekly, but it did do, almost a left side, right side price time match. It just missed it. So, and the monthly chart is holding in the upper range. It's been down to below, been almost to 2 in March 2020, and all the way up to 10. That was in 2021, and now it's just kind of gone in a rather large trading range. So this is compression. So I have to treat this almost as if it's a different thing. It's needed in a different way. This is almost like the carrier, the natural gas carrier. So I like it. I'm just going to suggest that the lower low that we made yesterday, that changed it. I would have thought of this. I would have grabbed my arch formation right here for Arch Rock. I would have grabbed the arch for Arch Rock and gone like this to the midpoint and then up like that and said, I think it's going to retest the high that was made just the other day in the 10 area, and it's trading now at 9.59. It's really important that today had this move to the upside. So, Bill only started a small position in the 8s. Oh, if that's the case, if you're in the 8s, I would not do anything right now. Let's look at, but I would follow it, and I'll do that again tomorrow and the next day, because this rally right now, it's already gone to an S, meaning the 9 went under the 14 in the daily, and now it's popped over it. So that could change back to an L. So it went L, it went pink briefly, then L, and then pink, and this could change to L once again. And the weekly chart is holding. I'm just going to say hold it for now. I'm not going to say do anything right at this moment. Let's look at it again tomorrow. I better put it down here. AROK for Bill. ARK for Bill in 8s. Okay. So I won't do anything right now. I do like it. I like it a lot. It's a strange situation. You got natural gas just disappearing, and yet these things are moving so nicely. That's going to change. And as I say, you want to see a really quick move in the natural gas. It's up a little bit here. It's up 13 cents. You want to see it up a lot better than that. It's got to have a quick move above the 9-period moving average of 2.30. This is a continuous contract. Then the 14-period moving average, the black 14 at 2.520. And then, not only that, you want to see it, so that UNG will follow suit, but you want to see it closing nicely above the high of the 14th, which is at 2.70. It doesn't sound like much, 2.30 to 2.70 on something that was trading in the sixes just a month or so ago. No, it doesn't sound like much, but believe me, it is. So that's what you want to see. And then I think you will see a test, because within 3 to 4 sessions, if it hasn't taken out today's low, and today's low is 2.113, and that's the continuous contract, that would be a good sign. But this could keep going. I mean, remember what happened with crude oil when it went to minus 40? All right, enough with that. Questions came in. I got that. PKG. PKG is something that I followed for years, and I talk about it as packaging is really important, because packaging, I had a friend who had a staples company, and he used to always say to me, I can tell when the economy is doing well or not doing well. But there was a period where it was very confusing, because he developed something that was under the radar for Stanley Works. They weren't competing. They just gave it up, that area that he was in. And so he benefited, even though there was a very weak economy at the time. So I'm just saying you can't just use that as a benchmark. But I am saying that Staples and where did we go? Staples and there we go. I'm talking about the actual Staples, little clips, click, 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 Staples, and packaging are really important. Look at this. So packaging in April of 2022 at 168.50. This is Packaging Core of America, and then it pulls back very sharply to the 110-ish area. Now it's at 100. It hit 140. It's now at 134. Yeah, the fact that it's making this big, a very sharp arch formation to the downside says on a very short-term basis, this is the reason why I'm very cautious and wanting to be very selective as to what we go along. Question came in. So this one was just as a packaging, something that I always look at, same as I look at CTAS, Cintas. Look at the low end. Why is Cintas sort of stalling here? It's not fading, but it's just stalling in the low ranges at the 440 level, 430 area. I'm not sure. It did make a peak D in the weekly, and that was an exact, beautiful left side, right side price time match. That's that bar symmetry that I always talk about. Look at that. From 461 with a 458 round number open in a weekly chart. The week of the 17th of December 2021 tumbles down to 340. 130, I mean, that's 25 or so percent pullback. Then it rallies again. It goes to a peak D. Right there, look at this. This is my plumb line right here. I should draw that in so you can see it. The plumb line. Right here. Plumb line once, plumb line twice, plumb line 3 times. Look at the bar symmetry, and it goes to the... How does this happen? 461.44 was the all-time high in December of 2021. Plummets down to the low of May or June. June, the week of the 17th, of 343.86. And then to the exact bar, right there, the bar of the 16th of December, it goes to 470.23. 9 points away after 2 years. Isn't that amazing? And now it's stalling. So this could turn out to be a cup and a handle, not one of my favorite patterns, but it's a pattern nevertheless. And I'm watching this closely, or it's going to fail. So we're watching a packaging call because it's telling me that right at this particular moment, there's a little bit of softness in Packaging Core of America weekly chart. So now what we're looking at is, here we go. All right. I wanted to go through all the Dow 30 today. Let's see, we've got a break coming up. And then we've got No, we don't have time. I'll do it tomorrow. Right now, as we're going out, I'm going to say Amazon trading up, but it's pulled back sharply from the 200-period moving average, as is Apple. I'll be right back.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month. And try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Let me just do this. I had a question about BTAR. Then got out of a chunk of his covered calls. Will I get a shot at 24 for a re-entry? I don't know about 24. I would see, it looks to me like it's going to test the 27s. If it closes under 27, then yes, the 26 to 24 area becomes a target. And there's so many charts that look like this that it makes me a little bit nervous that it isn't going to be just a brief mini hiatus, that we're going to have something a little bit more deeper than that. And if you look, we can look at Apple just briefly. Look at Apple here. Apple is right, the same pattern, same thing. A little bit of a retest on the right side, didn't make it. Now it's pulling back right in the 200-period moving average. Looks to me like Apple 143 would be at 148 right now. 143 is kind of the area that I'd be looking at if it closes under 147.50 in the next 2 days. So here's something else that I want to look at. Look, this has been the absolute darling of Wall Street. It doesn't have to be Wall Street, but I'm saying of the market. Ultra Beauty Inc. I've talked about this. I've said this chap wave inside track repellent zone. It also went in the craziest sequence that I've seen. It just continued with the alphabet. Every couple of months it made new highs, new all-time highs, and then it made one just 3 days ago. And I'm looking at this as a PD, and I'm watching it closer because if Ulta Beauty finally, UOTA trading at 527.70 up to 276, if it finally takes a bit of a breather like it did back in, was it December, going to January, November into December of 2022, that could be quite deep, and that could correspond to the general market. Meantime, on the very short term, I'm expecting rally attempts today. After such a big put down, you're going to get some pressure to push upward. We'll see how it's sustained. I'll see you tomorrow. Check out all my daily newsletter. Stay tuned for Steve and the gang. And don't forget Larry's all-day workshop